People say there's nothing in the dark that isn't there in the light. But that's not true. The dark hides the things that learned how not to be seen. Ever since she was a child, Lena was terrified of the dark. She wasn't just afraid. She had a paralyzing fear. Her parents said it was just a phase. Her therapist called it nyctophobia. But Lena knew it wasn't just a fear. It was recognition. As an adult, she did everything to keep the darkness away. Her apartment was bright. She had string lights and floor lamps and night lights in every room. Even her hallway glowed a soft gold at night. But one evening, a storm rolled through the city, and the lightning flashed and the thunder followed. Then, the power went out. Every light blinked off in unison. Then came the kind of darkness that feels heavy, like a weight pressing down on your skin. At first, Lena laughed nervously. Old habit, she thought to herself. And then she lit a candle. But even that tiny flame cast more shadows than light. The air grew still, and the sound of the rain outside began to fade, as though the world itself was holding its breath. She tried calling her neighbor, but her phone's battery was dead. Only the candle remained, flickering weakly, casting her shadow long and thin against the wall. Then she saw it. There was another shadow, standing just behind hers. It wasn't shaped like her. It was too tall and too narrow, its head tilting slightly, as if curious. She turned around, but there was nothing there. Then she looked back at the wall, and the second shadow was closer. Her heart raced. She grabbed the flashlight from the kitchen drawer. The beam sputtered. It was weak and fading, and not enough to see. She swept the weak light across the room, across all of its furniture and the curtains and the empty corners. She saw no movement. And yet, she felt the darkness watching her, waiting for her flashlight to fail. The flashlight dimmed, its battery dying faster than it should. And in that moment, just before the beam went out completely, she saw something at the far end of the hallway. It was a shape, peeling itself off the shadowed wall. It moved like liquid, slow, deliberate, crawling toward her on its hands that weren't quite hands. Lena stumbled backward, whispering to herself, "It's not real. It's not real. It's not real." But deep down, she knew. This wasn't the first time she'd seen it. It was the same shape that had haunted her as a child. The one her parents said was just the dark playing tricks. Back then, she'd beg them to keep the light on, and every time they turned it off, she'd feel something sit on the edge of her bed. She would hear it breathe, just out of reach. She thought she had outgrown it. She hadn't. It had been waiting. She ran to her bedroom window and yanked open the blinds, but the storm had swallowed the city. There were no lights, no moon, just black. Then behind her, she heard the sound of slow footsteps. Then a whisper just behind her ear.
"You left me in the dark too long."
She spun around. The candle had gone out. The shape stood in the doorway now, a tall, hollow figure, its form shifting like smoke. Its face, if it had one, was the same color as the space between breaths. It stepped forward. Each movement dimmed the air. Each step made her heart beat louder and slower, until all she could hear was the silence between them. By the next morning, the power returned. The neighbors found her apartment lights on, every lamp blazing. But Lena was gone. Only her flashlight lay in the hallway, its beam shining weakly on a single, burned-out candle. And on the wall beside it, there were two shadows. One was tall. The other was trembling. And when the sun rose, only one of them disappeared. If you've enjoyed this story, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, and check out these next horror stories.